I had a beautiful Savoy cabbage in the fridge, and Global Knives asked me to make something super autumnal with it. I also had a big chunk of pancetta, which I knew would work really well in some capacity with the cabbage, but wasn't really sure how things were going to play out just yet. I cut the cabbage into nice fat wedges. It's really great preparing vegetables in bigger chunks like this, because you can maintain their natural form and they also become easier to manipulate when cooking. I got the wedges frying over a medium heat until golden in places, just to give them a head start before roasting, as I knew I wanted charred roast cabbage to form the heart of the dish. Dialing up the colour on vegetables like cabbage and broccoli near the edge of burnt is a really nice way to create flavour where it wasn't before. I chopped up the pancetta and got it into a pan on a very low heat with a little oil to start rendering the fat from the meat, then had to think about where to go next. I started preparing other ingredients that I knew would work really well with the cabbage and pancetta while the fat did its thing. It's well worth investing in a good knife if you want to make time in the kitchen an altogether more joyful experience, and sharp knives often mean better results. My first ever good chef's knife was a Global knife, which I still have in use today 15 years later, so when they reached out to support what I'm doing, it kinda just made sense. For those that are interested, I'm using their 18cm fluted Santoku knife here. Once everything was chopped up, I added the shallots, sage and garlic to the pan with the pancetta and fried until jammy and fragrant. At this point, my plan was just to use it as a garnish to scatter over everything, but I realised there was a load of flavour in the pan that I could use. I also got thinking about a gratin root with celeriac I nearly took the other day. I removed half the mix for later and added flour to the rest before dribbling in milk a little at a time to form a tight sauce around the crispy bits. I was now pretty sure that I was going to make some sort of play on a cauliflower cheese with charred roasted cabbage, so I took some cheddar from the fridge, grated it and added it to the sauce along with some nice grainy mustard. It tasted great and reminded me of a Northern European style comfort food. I spooned the sauce over the roasted cabbage, topped with more cheese and put the whole pan back in the oven to get gnarly. While the cabbage cooked, I had a root around in the fridge to make something sharp that could counter the creamy sauce. I found some little pickles, a bag of parsley and some old spring onions. Together, my thinking was they could make a nice Northern European style salsa verde. I got everything finely chopped, then chopped everything together some more. This could have been done in a blender, but with a sharp knife like this, you can save on washing up and have a lot more control over the texture of your finished salsa. To season the mix, I added oil, salt, pepper, and a bit of vinegar for balance. Once the cabbage was soft, bubbling, and gnarly, I took the pan from the oven and spooned it onto plates. I topped with the pickle verde, scattered over the sticky shallot pancetta mix, and got involved. Thanks again to Global for the love. Be sure to check them out if you're on the search for your next knife.